going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the like button, helps out the video more. Hit the subscribe. Ring the bell. We're doing a lot of Giants content. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of things going on in the off season. I really need a haircut, man. My sideburns are getting really dark. But thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope everybody had a great and safe holiday weekend. I want to also thank you guys for, wishing me get well wishes. I had a wicked migraine yesterday. Obviously, you can tell it's better. I have the sunglasses on today. I do feel a lot better today. So yesterday was a little bit brutal. I don't know if any of you have ever had a migraine, but it's kind of like it's similar to having a hangover, just without the fun of getting a hangover. You know what I'm saying? Your blurred vision, your nauseousness, your head pounding like a knife's turning in your skull, sensitivity to light. Yeah. That was real fun. And watching the New York Giants yesterday, it certainly didn't do anything to heal the pain. That's for sure. So let's talk about the Let's talk about the Giants. Let's talk about the reports coming out. That good old Joe Judge. Joe Judge, Daniel Jones. The entire circus is coming back next year. The head clown will be here. The best show under the big top. The New York Giants are going to retain all of their pieces and coaches, if you will. Well, at least Joe Judge and Daniel Jones. First and foremost, let me just say this. Now, I was a proponent of bringing Daniel Jones back next year for the simple fact that I don't like a quarterback in this draft class, going in the top 10 picks or whatever we're going to have. Obviously, Chicago winning yesterday kind of sucks for us, but I still think we're going to have 2 top 10 draft picks. I don't want a quarterback either one of those spots. I don't want to bring in a stopgap quarterback either. I don't know what that proves. Daniel Jones could be the stopgap quarterback next year, in my opinion, and you don't pick up the 5th year option. You go for a quarterback in 2023. That's what I wanted to do anyway, so the Daniel Jones thing really doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. And Joe Judge, I mean, it is what it is. Listen, I hate Joe Judge. Joe Judge is the worst coach I've ever seen. That includes Ray Handley. That includes Ben McAdoo. That includes Pat Shermer. Yeah, he's the worst by far. It's not close. People say Ray Handley was the worst. Ray Handley had a 500 record, man. Ray Handley was 8-10. Ray Handley was right around 500 when both Sims and Hostetler got hurt, and he had to start a rookie named Kent Graham back in 92, and he went 0-3, and we kind of fell out of it there. So Ray Handley was at least kind of competent team that competed in 91 and 92. This team don't compete at all. This team gets embarrassed week in and week out, man. They're roadkill. That's what the New York Giants are. And Joe Judge thinks everything is just hunky-dory here. Wants to throw every one of his coordinators under the bus and everything else. Won't throw his players under the bus, just the coordinators. So all the people that tell me it's not the coaching, it's the players. Well, Joe Judge doesn't seem to think that. He seems to think it's his coordinators that are the problem. That's his issue. That's my biggest issue with Joe Judge. The guy takes no accountability, lies. He's a liar. His press conferences are just numbing at this point. He says the same thing every time. The dude actually came out his press conference yesterday and said that the special teams gave them field position early. What are you watching? Riley Dixon is awful. Oh no, they gave us good field position. They give it. Yeah, we're punting from our own 40, and he's punting the ball to the Eagles 26. Yeah, that's great field position, guys. Joe Judge is a lost cause. But John Mara don't want to fire him because John Mara hadn't selected this guy. Joe Judge is the head clown. There's no doubt about it. But listen, this is what the problem is, okay? 2022, we're throwing it away. 2022 is a throwaway year. Expect the Giants to win 3 or 4 games next year. The only thing that I can hope with John Mara, and this is giving him way too much credit because the man is senile. He's completely out of touch with the fan base. And trust me, I'm going to be making a video here next week when we get ready to do when we're getting ready to play Washington. I want stuff to go viral with the Mara sucks chant. I really do. I want who have the 25,000, 30,000 people that are there. I want them to give that chant. We'll talk about that next week. He's not smart enough, but in my opinion, if you throw 2022 away and you start fresh in 2023, you got a chance. You can start your rebuild here. You start with a couple of linemen and you move forward. And you go forward from 2023 when you have some cap space, when you get a new quarterback, you wipe everything out. New GM, everything. Start over. You would hope that he's smart enough to do that. I don't think that he is, but That's what I think they should do. The biggest problem with bringing Joe Judge back in 2022 is this. How the hell do you sell a fan base? How do you sell a fan base that things are going to be any better when this guy is 10-21, going to be 10-23? I'll be surprised if we win one of the last 2 games. A team that is completely underachieved. A team's coach who cannot develop any kind of players, a team scouting department which overvalues talent in the world. I mean, whose idea was it to think Mike Glennon was a serviceable backup to Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones is a guy that has not been able to play a full season in the NFL since he came in as a rookie. He's always had some kind of injury that's kept him out of a game or 2 or 3 or 6 as it is with the neck injury now. Who is the guy that thinks, oh, Mike Glennon's serviceable, let's bring in this guy, a guy that can't even play in the NFL? You could have had Gardner Minshew for a 6th-round pick like the Eagles. See how smart the Eagles are, how smart Roseman is, how he just outworks Mara. You see how smart Jerry Jones and company are, how they outwork Mara. Washington, whatever. Washington don't even have that much talent. Washington had so many injuries and everything else. But you know what? Until Washington had to deal with the health and safety protocols and all their guys getting hurt, and they're really down to nothing where they could barely field a team, for crying out loud. And I know last night they got wiped off the face of the earth. They've pretty much had it. I mean, they might have mailed it in, whatever, but at least they competed. They were 6-6 at one point. They won the division last year. Granted, it wasn't a good division, but they still found a way to win the division because they have a competent coach that gets the most out of his players. But the Giants, they don't do that. The Giants get the least out of their players. How do you spend $72 million on Kenny Golladay? You don't have a touchdown. How do you take a 1st-round draft pick and Kadarius Toney? You don't have a touchdown. How does your left tackle have more touchdowns than your 1st-round pick and a $72 million wide receiver combined? Because the Giants don't know how to develop anything. They overvalue talent, and then when you get talent that's overvalued, you still don't even know how to develop it. Look at what they did to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones showed promise with Pat Shurmur. People say, oh, the O-line sucks. The O-line, I'm sick of that. I'm sick and tired of it. Yeah, the O-line sucks. I'm sick and tired of that excuse. The O-line's not as bad as people make it out to be. Daniel Jones was not getting dropped every time he stepped back to pass. He had time at times. And not in 2018. 2019, that line wasn't any better. The line was terrible in 2019, but he showed flashes of being a really good quarterback. He had inconsistencies because, he was a rookie. And you know what? If they knew how to develop him and made him better, he might have actually showed something. But what did they do? They regressed Daniel Jones. This coaching staff is regressing players. They're getting worse. I've said before, tell me players that got better. People named like 4, maybe 3. They said Andrew Thomas. Yeah, Andrew Thomas did get better. He did. People want to say McKinney. Well, McKinney played 4 games. I mean, what can you really compare McKinney to? But Daniel Jones didn't get any better. Darius Slayton didn't get any better. Sterling Shepard didn't get any better. Evan Ingram didn't get any better. Nobody got better when Joe Judge took over here. So if you're John Mara, how in the hell do you sell this fan base on things are going to get better in 2022? Ticket sales are going to plummet. There's no doubt about that, man. If I was a season ticket holder and you're trying to tell me, oh, we're going to get better, we're moving in the right direction, we're bringing back Joe Judge, we're going to fire Dave Gettleman, or we're going to let him retire, you're not bringing anybody in. We all know Kevin Abrams is coming in here, so nothing is going to change. Nothing. You're bringing in a GM that's going to do exactly the same thing that Gettleman did, and everything's going to be exactly the same in 2022. You got no cap space. You do have a couple of first-round picks, but who the hell knows if Abrams is making these picks? They may be screwed up again. Who knows what the Giants are going to do? We won't know until they actually make the draft picks. But there's no way John Mara can sell this fan base that anything is going to change in 2022 because you're bringing back the same crap. Oh, I don't want to fire. We fired McAdoo after 2 years. McAdoo made the playoffs. He had 11-5 his first year. He had a terrible 2017 when everybody was hurt, and he said, "I'm going to get fired. I'm going to bench Eli." That's my FU to the Giants organization. Good, not good for Eli, but I'm glad McAdoo had something. I'm glad McAdoo stood up to John Mara. Remember when Tom Coughlin walked off, didn't even shake Mara's hand after they got rid of Tom Coughlin? Then they bring in Pat Shurmur. They draft a rookie quarterback for Pat Shurmur. They fire Pat Shurmur after Daniel Jones' rookie season. And now they're desperately clinging on to Joe Judge? Why? It's absolutely ridiculous. This team right now, should wipe Gettleman out, wipe Abrams out, wipe Judge out, wipe all the coaching staff, everything, scouting department, player development, training staff, whatever, everything. Flush it clean, bring in a GM and let him do everything that he needs to do. That's what should take place in 2022. It's not going to happen, though. So our senile, moronic, dumbass owner, John Mara, he's actually, I say Joe Judge is the head clown. He is. I don't know who owns the circus, but that is John Mara. And, I think it was P.T. Barnum said a sucker's born every minute. Unfortunately, there's like tens of millions of suckers, and we're called New York Giants fans. And even though I'm sure none of us believe that 2022 is going to be good when you're bringing back the same circus that's been there for the last 2 years and nothing's going to improve, we're still going to sit there and root our hearts out for this team because we are suckers, because we are fans. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that John Mara is trying to sell this to our fan base. The only reason that keeps me here is the love for this team. The only reason that keeps tens of millions of Giants fans there are for the love of the team. Yeah, we're going to voice our displeasure because we are not happy, and we should not be happy. Nobody should be happy with this. Mara shouldn't be happy with this. Judge shouldn't be happy with this. The players shouldn't be happy with this. None of them seem to give a damn. If the players and the coaches and the owner and the GM had half the amount of passion as this fan base does, the Giants might actually be relevant again. They show a stat, this is the 17th straight season that nobody's going to repeat as NFC East champions. They were going back to 2004, and if you look from 2004 to 2011, what did you see? The Giants in 05, the Giants in 08, the Giants in 2011. We didn't win the division in 07, but we won a Super Bowl. We won a Super Bowl in 11. Back then, look at that, the Giants are relevant, and since that last division title in 2011, Washington 3 times, Philly 3 times, Dallas 4 times. We're just sitting at the bottom year in and year out with the inability to get any better. And it's because our owner thinks everything is okay and I found my Bill Belichick. No, you didn't. He's not Bill Belichick. He's not Bill Parcells. This guy's not even Bill O'Brien, for crying out loud. Okay? He's a joke. You're a joke, Mara, and this franchise is a joke right now. Okay? It's just a fact. So my only hope is they're throwing away 2022, saying we're throwing it away. It's already a tank season. We're going to have a terrible year. We're going to get a quarterback in 2023. We're going to have a new GM, a real GM from outside the organization. We're going to let him make every single decision. We're going to get a smart, young-minded, 21st century football philosophy-minded GM, that's going to come in, select the same type of head coach. You're going to let the head coach select his coordinators and his coaching staff. You're going to take care of the player development, the drafting, and all that stuff. And John Mara, you're going to sit back and go, yes, you do everything. I'm just going to take care of the business aspect, and we're going to become relevant again. That is our only hope as Giants fans, that is what happens. Because I'm telling you right now, there is no way any Giants fan could go into 2022 looking at the roster we have now and thinking we're going to bring all of this garbage back and somehow it's going to change because, again, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. That's what the Giants have been for the last 10 years, and nothing's changed. And with this crap coming back in 2022, ain't nothing going to change. That's for sure. So all I got in this video, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. The Bad Diggity Dizzle. Gone. Peace.